Good day everyone, especially to our instructor, Mr. Ardines. By the way, I am the Cadet Rojas. So today I'm going to introducing about the theory of the global village. So first thing I'm going to describe the global village. So global village is the phenomenon of the entire world becoming more interconnected as the result of the progression of media technologies throughout the world. Around the 60s, Marshall McLuhan predicted that there will be a sudden surge of communication technology that the world will loosen and shrink, to a point that the other side of the world was going to be able to easily communicate with the other side of the world. And it's really fascinating that McLuhan made this point at the earliest 60s because there was just only a television and radio, and there was no any other media platforms. To analyze that, mass media affects the behavior and thought through the advancement of communication. Our world is becoming more connected, and this phenomenon essentially describes the world as metaphorically shrinking, since various communication systems connect us to around the world. This differentiation is many people all over the world have access to the same information.
Good day to you, sir. I'm here to continue the report of Dec Cadet Rojas about the introduction of global village theory. So the global village theory is the most prominent of McLuhan's predictions was that of a global village that would connect all people everywhere thanks to technology. McLuhan's concept was based on the idea that culture would move toward greater personal interactions. After leaving behind earlier eras of humanity, the focus on the spoken and written word. McLuhan believed that the world was entering a fourth age he called the electronic age, where people everywhere would be able to discover and experience the same information through the use of technological tools. His studies on trends in technology and their effect on human communication helped him develop his hypothesis about the future and how innovations such as the coming internet will impact individuals and culture as a whole. The emergence of the internet has influenced rather the global village, especially as we rely heavily on it due to the characteristics of electronic technology. McLuhan's concepts are still highly relevant in that we are constantly surrounded by electronic technology that we do not even apprehend. Our reliance towards it making it almost like a part of us. So the technology in our generation right now is very important to us to communicate with other people. Technology is now being innovated or being innovative to gather all around people's attention or the high demands that connected to the globalization of people that needed to have technology for our life to make it easier. We can even communicate with nations on the other side of the world from our phones, our laptops, and now even our watches. We have hundreds of apps and websites dedicated to sharing and bringing information to one another. What once was broadcasted, I mean, on television is now uploaded on YouTube, shared on Facebook, or streamed live from online news websites. Technology is developed nowadays and useful to gather more information and make the innovation world or to go more further to experience every innovations in our world. Cut to cut, 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 cut. Globalization where people connects through a new way of communication like the internet that we have today, that we can connect with people worldwide, as what McLuhan called the term of global village. Technology has become more masterpiece in our generation today, that the technology is very important in our life, like to communicate or gather more information in other countries or around the world. Communication is very important, especially to our loved ones, that we can reach even they're far away without hassle like spoken or written word, or to gather information like news that way before decades, like using newspaper is very hard, and now technology is very more innovative, or innovations going through or moving forward through the future. As what McLuhan said, that people are now becoming electronic age. Like we use today, technology is very useful in our studies, for searching, for watching videos, or through our online class using Zoom or Google Meet. And the most very important that we communicate today is the Messenger or Facebook, to communicate to our loved ones. And like I said before, is technology is very high demand today in our generation, because there are more manufacturer to develop their technology more advanced and enhanced for the better, or for the moving for our future, to make more our life and our years will pass by to more advanced and easier.
The most prominent of McLuhan's predictions was that of a global village that would connect all people everywhere thanks to technology. McLuhan's concepts was based on the idea that culture would move toward greater personal interactions. After leaving behind earlier eras of humanity that focus on the spoken and written words. So my explanation is the issue of cultural identity is when certainly not a new one. When McLuhan presented his idea of a global village, however, his concepts raised several distinct social problems. As June Johnson, the author of Global Issues, Local Arguments states, so the idea of the world's cultures drawn together in a global village raises questions about equal representation, reciprocal sharing, enrich in diversity, and mutual understanding. So more than ever, examples of cultural globalization can be seen in our everyday lives. So the internet has exploded with a boom in technology, providing individuals from all over the world. So the opportunity to communicate instantly with each other. So instant messenger, Facebook, MySpace, and various online forums are examples of this instant communication. So, in order to examine these complex problems, we must carefully consider examples of each of the potential outcomes Johnson refers to. So, McLuhan believes that the world was entering a fourth age he called the electronic age. So, where people everywhere would be able to discover and experience the same information through use of technological tools. His studies on trend in technology and their efforts on human communication help him develop his hypothesis about the future and how innovations such as the coming internet would impact individuals and cultures as a whole. So enter the internet. McLuhan's once predicted the global village, a tool that connects almost everyone everywhere with a few flecks of a mouse.
Good day, sir. I am Deck Cadet Medilo JB Bob. So, our topic is all about global village theory. So, as what Canadian media theorist Marshall McLuhan said that one world interconnected by an electronic nervous system, making it part of our culture before it actually happened. So, global village described the phenomenon of the entire world becoming more interconnected as the result of the propagation of technologies throughout the world. So, just for example of media technologies are Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. These technologies describe the phenomenon of the world's culture shrinking and expanding at a time due to pervasive technological advances that allows for instantaneous sharing of cultures. So, global village mao ni siya ang pag-interconnected o pagkonektado sa tanan nasod o entire world gamit ang mga technologies, example ang Instagram, Facebook o YouTube. Sa paggamit ani ng mga technologies tanan country around the world, makapag-share sila cultures like knowledge, information, ideas ug uban pa. Tungod aning technologies, mas dali ra ta maka-interact o maka-communicate, especially sa maritime industry. Need gayud na to ang technology para mas dali atong trabaho o para maka-communicate ta sa atong pamilya nga naa sa layo o para maka-communicate ta sa other country. Mas maka-connect pod ta through website o mga transportation, example online job na mga hiring ng mga trabaho abroad, so naatay communication ana nila kung ma-apply ta. Using transportation, we're also connected in the entire world kay kaya man ta daluna na anytime, anywhere. Example, kita ng mga seaman na traveler man ta, so bisag asa tabot. So one world interconnected ta by using technology. That's all, sir. Thank you.
The world has become a global village due to the transport and communication. The people all over the world are interconnected with each other with help of transport and communication means. People use communication technology by which they are not physically connected with each other, but they are mentally connected by each other. People use many transport means like buses, cars, airplanes, ships in order to travel from one place to another place for traveling purposes or for the purpose of meeting their loved ones. In today's era, social media including Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, etc. became a huge platform by which the people all over the world are interconnected with each other. An example of the global village is all the combined societies throughout the world. The world is a single community or interdependent inhabitants who are interconnected by contemporary technology, especially televisions, and the World Wide Web. What I mean is, we improve our communication using social media and technology, and for trading, it is no longer difficult because of the improvement of the vehicles on transportation to travel from one place or to another. So this is the reason why world become a global village, because they feel that the person who is far from them is now, it feels like their neighbor because of technology and social media platforms, because you can really talk to them well when using Facebook, Twitter, Messenger, etc., or other stuff that can communicate to your loved ones or your any important person in your life. For today's era, most of us is now using a high-tech gadgets or smartphones. Any or any material that is using to be more efficient and be more less time consuming to deliver a message to the receiver. And talking about transportation, it may take time to travel wherever you want to go, but nowadays vehicles like buses, airplanes, ships, or any vehicle that can transport is more faster in comparison old on the old times.
Good day, sir. Today I will continue to discuss about the global village theory. McLuhan's global village still relevant today. The term global village, a theory originally linked with communication theorist Marshall McLuhan, is many of his prevalent books such as Understanding Media and 1964 and War and Peace in the Global Village 1968. McLuhan explained in his book War and Peace in the Global Village that due to the impending growth and use in technology cultures and the world and decreasing as well as expanding, as the ability to share and connect with one another and constantly progressing, making it almost like a part of us, though we cannot live without. McLuhan Pure and Angel 1968 is a brand new world of all at onceness. Time has chased, space has vanished. We now live in a global village. Simultaneous happening information pours upon us instantaneously and continuously. As soon as information is acquired, it is very rapidly replaced by still newer information. The medium is the message. 1968, McLuhan wrote the above in 1967, 50 years ago, and components of his theories and still very relevant today. McLuhan compares the global village to the central nervous system, explaining the society is interconnected by the influence of electronic technology in 1967. And this concept is unquestionably still relevant, even though the media is much more immediate and constant than 50 years ago. For example, we receive news in real time rather than waiting for the 6 p.m. news. And we can even communicate with nations of the other side of the world from our phones, our laptops, and now even our watches. We have hundreds of apps and websites dedicated to sharing and bringing information to one another. What once was broadcasted on television is now uploaded on YouTube shared on Facebook, and stream live online news and website. And that's all. Thank you.